You know, the same AI that can write a poem can also write malicious code. Kind of scary, right? But what if it could also be our absolute best defense? Today, we're diving into how large language models are becoming the new sheriffs in the Wild West of network security. This is really the fundamental question, isn't it? It's what every cybersecurity professional is up against. In a world with just an infinite amount of data and attacks that are always evolving, the biggest challenge is finding the real danger that's hidden in a sea of digital noise. For years, this race has been a constant struggle for human experts, just trying to keep up. But a powerful new partner has entered the field, large language models, or LLMs. And they're not just helping out, they are fundamentally changing the rules of the game. So how are they helping exactly? Well, it's really crucial to understand that this isn't about replacing human experts, not at all. It's about augmenting them, giving security teams a massive upgrade in both speed and capability. And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. Our source material, which reviewed over 300 different studies, found this one common theme. LLMs absolutely excel at automating tedious, complex work. This frees up human analysts to focus on high-level strategy, which improves both the speed and the precision of our defenses. The impact of LLMs is being felt all across the security landscape. We can really break their role down into 4 critical fronts. First, finding existing weaknesses. Second, detecting acts of attacks. Third, proactively testing our own defenses. And finally, analyzing the very rules our networks run on. Let's start with that first one. So let's start with finding flaws. The challenge here isn't a lack of information, it's an overwhelming amount of it. Security teams are basically trying to find one critical needle in a whole mountain of haystacks full of potential vulnerabilities. Imagine getting thousands of alerts every single day. That is the reality for security teams. Most of them are minor, but a few could be catastrophic. So how do you prioritize? How do you know which fire to put out first? This has always been the human bottleneck. This whole process is known as vulnerability assessment, and it's the bedrock of proactive security. It's all about finding and ranking weaknesses, so you can fix the most dangerous ones before an attacker ever gets the chance. Okay, and this is where a tool like CVEDrill comes in. It uses an LLM to read and understand these massive public databases of known vulnerabilities. That's the CVE list. But here's the key. Instead of just matching keywords, the LLM understands the nuance in the descriptions. It can tell which critical vulnerability is truly a threat to your specific systems, telling your team exactly what to fix right now. It takes risk assessment from days down to minutes. Okay, so we've covered finding flaws that are already there, but what about detecting an attack that's happening right now? This is all about spotting that one malicious actor who's trying to blend in with millions of legitimate users. You see, traditional systems are programmed to look for obvious known attack patterns, but modern attackers are smarter. They use these slow, subtle methods that might unfold over days or come from many different locations at once. These tactics are designed to look just like normal activity and fly right under the radar. This is the job of intrusion detection systems. Think of them as the digital watchman on the wall, constantly monitoring everything that moves on the network, looking for anything that seems even a little bit out of place. What's really interesting about a tool like CHATAFL is that it uses the LLM's ability to understand the context of network activity. It doesn't just look for broken rules, it looks for unusual patterns and behaviors. It learns what's normal for your network, and because of that, it can spot an intruder based on these subtle shifts in activity, providing those crucial early warnings. Now for our third front, and this one is fascinating. Instead of waiting for an attack, what if you could attack yourself first to find the weaknesses? This is all about using LLMs to adopt an offensive mindset, but for defensive purposes.
There are 2 key ways to do this. The first is penetration testing, or pen testing. It's like hiring a friendly hacker to try and break into your systems. The second, protocol analysis, goes even deeper. It's like checking the very blueprint of the internet's communication rules to find flaws in their original design.
And LLMs are supercharging both of these methods. A tool like PentestGPT acts as an assistant to human testers, suggesting attack strategies and automatically writing up reports to speed up the whole process. Meanwhile, something like GPTFuzzer analyzes those deep communication protocols, simulating totally new attacks to find flaws that no one has ever discovered before. So, in essence, LLMs are playing 2 really powerful roles here. They're a creative sparring partner, helping humans think of new ways to attack. And at the same time, they're a tireless, meticulous inspector, analyzing code with a level of detail that is just beyond human scale. All right, now that we've seen how they help find flaws, spot intruders, and test defenses, let's pull everything together and take a look at the big picture.
This table really brings the entire toolkit into focus. Let's just walk through it. For vulnerability assessment, we've got CVEDrill, accelerating how we assess risk. For intrusion detection, there's CHATAFL, giving us earlier alerts with fewer false positives. For proactive testing, PentestGPT improves test quality, while GPTFuzzer discovers completely unknown vulnerabilities. Together, they form this new toolkit for a smarter, faster, and much more automated security posture.
When you boil it all down, this entire revolution, all these different tools and applications, it's all being driven by three fundamental benefits.
First, automation. LLMs handle the repetitive, data-intensive tasks that just bog down human talent. Second, speed. They can analyze and respond to threats in a fraction of the time it would take a person. And third, accuracy. By learning from vast amounts of data, they get better at spotting real threats and ignoring the noise, making our security teams way more effective.
The rise of LLMs in cybersecurity isn't just an upgrade, it's a fundamental shift in how we approach digital defense. It's changing the very nature of the race against cyber threats. Which leaves us with a critical question. As this AI guardian gets smarter and more integrated into our lives, what will our digital world actually look like? And what new challenges are we going to have to face?